Here beginneth the book of the Tales of Canterbury. Hon that April with the shore sorta, the drocht of March hath pierced to the rota, and bothered every vine in switch liqueur, of which virtue engendered is the flour. Hon Zephyrus ache with his sweet of breath, in spirit hath in every holden hath, the tender croppus, and the young Asona hath in the ram his half cosirona, and smalle fulles maken melodia, that sleep in all the nicht with open ear, so pricketh him not in her courages, than long the folk to go on pilgrimages, and palmerers for the sake and stranger strondus, to ferna hallways coth in Swantry Londus, and specially from every shirazenda of England to Canterbury thy wenda, the holy bliss few martyr for to sake that hem hath holpen when that I were sake. Befeel that in that season on a day, in Southwark at the tower does he lie, ready to wind on my pilgrimage to Canterbury with full devout courage. At nicht was coming to that hostelria, well 29 in a company of sundry folk, be aventury falle in fellowship, and pilgrims were they alla, that toward Canterbury wouldn't read the chambers and the stables were in reader, and when we were isset at the besta, and shortly when the sun were to resta. So had he spoken with him every John that he was of your fellowship anon, and made a forward early for Teresa to take away there as your visa. But natheless will ye have team and spasa, ere that he further in this telepassa, methinketh that it couldn't to resume to tell you of all the condition of each of him, so as it seemed may, and which they were in, and of what degree and economic rai that they were in, and at a knecht then will he first begin. A knecht there was, and that a worthy man, that fro the time that he first began to read out, he loved chivalry, truth and honour, freedom and courtesia. Full worthy was he in his lord Eswera, and thereto had he ridden no man fairer as well in Christendom as his Nessa, and ever honoured for his worthiness. At Alessandra he was when it was won, full of the time he had the board begun, above in all the nations in Prus, in Leto had he rised, and in Russa. No Christian and so oft of his degree in Gernard, at the sage ig had bay of Algezir, and written in Bel Maria, at Lies was he, and at Satellia, when they were won. And in the great assay, at many a noble army had he bay, at no mortal battles had he been 15, and fuchten for a fight at Tremisena in Listes Trias, and I slain his foe. This ilkeworthy knecht had been also some time with the lord of Palatia, again another heathen in Turkey, and evermore he had a sovereign priest, and though that he were worthy, he was wis, and of his port as make as is a maida, he never yet na villain or na sida in all his life, unto no manner weaked. He was a very perfect gentle knecht. But for the telling of his rai, his worth brugure, but he was not gay. Of fustean he were de gepon, albis mater with his habit on, for here was lad he come from his viage and went afforded on his pilgrimage. With him there was his son, a young squire, a lawyer, and a good lusty bachelor, with look as cruel as I will in fressa, of 20 year of age he was a guesser. Of his stature he was of even length, and wonderfully deliverer, and of great strength, and he had been some time in Chevachia, in Flanders, in Artois, and Picardia, and born him well as of so little space in hope to stunden in his larry grasser. Embroidered was he as it were a maida, all full of fresh flores wheat and reda. Singing he was, of fluting all the day, he was as fresh as is the month of May. Short was his gun, with slaves long and weeder, well could he sit on horse and fairer reader, he could have sung a smack and well indeed, juiced and ache dance and well portray and rita. So hurt he loved that he nicht to tell, he slept no more than of the nicht in gala. Courteous was he, lowly and serviceable, and carved before his father at the table. A yeoman had he, and servants no more at that time for him the story saw, and he was clad in coat and hood of grana, a sheath of paycock always bricht and ken, under his belt he bar full thriftily, well could he dress his tackle yeomanly. His always drooped not with feathers low, and in his hand he bar a mighty bow. A knothead had a he with a brune visage, of warcraft well could he all the usage. Upon his arm he bare a grey basser, and be his seed a sword and a buckler, and on that other seed a guide agera, harnized well and sharp as point of spear. A Christoph on his breast of silver shena, and horn he bar, the bowdrick was of grana. A foster was he soothly, as he guessa.